Yes, hey guys, my name is Nixon Kanali and this is 24-bit. And 24-bit is basically a conversation around tech where, tech bloggers gather around to talk about all the interesting things in tech. And, we talk about a lot of, a wide range of things from, startups, from social media, to everything, blogging, and all things you need to know in technology. And today, we're so glad we have...
Kaluka Wanjala. I'm a tech blogger at techarena.co.ke.
Emmanuel Chenze, I'm also a tech blogger. I write on androidkenya.com.
Yes, and I forgot to mention I blog at techtranske.co.ke. Yes, so guys, this is the first episode we are doing. And being bloggers, I want to start talking about blogging. I mean, what do you understand by blogging? What have we done so far in our different blogs? And what are the challenges we faced so far? So these are basically some of the discussions we want to have in this first episode. And before we start, I want to give a shout out to Legibra for giving us this space. You can check out you can check them out at legibra.com to just see the different services they offer. I'll start by any one of you. Just understand, what do you understand by blogging?
Blogging is, sharing your opinion with others.
And
basically that.
I'd say blogging is basically a journal because a bit more textbook. The word blog basically originated from a daily log of what someone does. So while today blogging has evolved to the kind of level where we do it at a professional level, it is essentially you just documenting items of interest, like your diary, but it's online. Yeah. So from that basic level, it's expanded to include more complex things like regular writing on various topics that are not necessarily personal. So that's my understanding of what blogging is.
Yeah, because initially, I used to take blogging as like keeping a record of just everything you do.
Yeah.
So opening, a web platform to just write everything you do. It's basically a record of the things you do on a daily basis.
On the topics that interest you.
Yeah, exactly.
You share with others.
Yeah, so you can actually choose a topic, for example, your interest. Like, for example, if it's tech, if it's business, you just decide on, what topic interests you, so just decide to write everything that you think should be in that web blog, as it is called. Yeah. And, in terms of, there's so many people out there want to start blogging. There are a lot of blogs out there. Actually, if you go to Alexa and try to search, just look at the number of blogs that exist in this world, in millions of blogs. And it only takes a lot of things before you decide to start blogging.
Yeah.
So, where do you start if you want to start into blogging? Where do you go? What do you do?
As in, for me, I think you start with the topic you want to write about. You find a topic that interests you, that you like, you start from there. If you feel like you have an opinion about something in that topic, that's where you start. And then you can pick it up from there. Yeah.
I'd say, you first identify a topic, but that could be a stretch. Before you get to the bit about a topic, you need to be able to write in the first place.
Exactly.
Because if you can't write, no one will come to read. And it's a dead end. Because blogging is about being able to write, being able to get in front of a keyboard like this one, just typing away. So first things first, you just need to be able to write. If you can piece together words. I remember my very first blog. I think the very first blog article I wrote had three sentences or something. Yeah, it was so basic. If you saw it, you'd be amazed. But that's where you start. If you can write, like for instance, in my case, I started writing on so many topics. There was never a single moment where I was. It was definite that I was going to specialize in writing about tech or blogging about tech all the time. I will just write. And then with time, I identified a specific topic, a niche. I morphed into it, grew into it, and here we are. So,
interesting. The idea of just identifying what you're good at. For example, if it's tech, if it's business, actually, it's very, very important.
Yeah.
And as Chenze mentioned, the idea of being able to write. How do you piece all this content together? It's also very, very important.
Yeah.
So there's knowing you're able to write and also identifying that topic you're good at.
Yeah. I think the topic is important, especially when you want to sustain the blog for a very long time.
Exactly.
Because if you are writing about something you don't like, you'll write about it maybe for a year, you get bored, you leave it, you do something else. But if you find something that you find an interest in, you can keep it running for a very long time. So that's my understanding about that.
Yeah, I mean, so after all of this, identifying this topic, knowing you're able to write, so what do you do? Do you just go online, look for something, open up free? I don't know. What do you do?
No, you use what you have. You don't go shopping for something to be good at. I'll use my case. From an early age, my interest has been in technology, but that's not necessarily what I started writing about. As I neared going to college, I was going to pursue a technology related course. I realized I wanted to do more of that, so I just got into writing about tech, the things that fascinate me. To date, I still do gadgets because gadgets are basically what fascinate me. But if you look at technology, for instance, technology is wide. You could be in agribusiness, and there's technology there. You see those tractors, everything, the farm tools, it's all technology. So I identifying a topic or a niche and going into it should not be informed by other factors like where's the most money at, or I saw so and so doing this, so I should also do this, or this is what is popular, it's hip, it's trendy. No, it should be something you're actually good at, because if you plan to sustain an audience or to grow an audience, it should be on something that you're able to grow an authority, to grow to become an authority on, or something that you're able to explain yourself in. No one is perfect, and you can't start at 100%, but it should be something where your growth is natural. You can learn every day. So let's say you're a lady somewhere and you've always watched wedding show and it's fascinated you, or you attend so many weddings every weekend. Start writing about weddings, the bridal lawyer, everything, and then grow into it. I could be writing about phones, and you come read, and then you think you should also do phones, but maybe it's not your thing. So the interest is what informs the topic you're going to write about. You are good at discussing politics or something about community organizing, those kind of things. Go into it and make it your topic of blog. You will find it to become so natural, and you won't run out of content. Because the biggest issue is you start writing about something you have no idea about. Like if I started writing about women's hair products, I'd run out of content tomorrow. So
I mean that's what I believe. I mean, I never believe you can never, I mean, there's lack of content out here. There's so much content. As long as I love gadgets, as he said. You can get so much content on gadgets. You can get so many devices to review out here. So there's content is everywhere. So the passion plus knowing your strength and being able to write and combining all these pieces together, it's a good starting point. But again, I look at blogging as a business, so you basically invest in it. So before you actually decide to after even deciding now I have this, I'm able to write, I have this, I'm good at this, then what do? You just sit there and wait for, how do you open a blog? How do you now set up everything? How do you start now building an audience?
I think
it's a lot of work.
You build an audience by writing, so you start by writing. So you need first of all to open the blog. There are free options and there are the paid options. So you can go with maybe your name at wordpress.com, that's free. Or you can go register domain name, get your own name, and start from there. Because to build an audience, you need to have the blog first. So you get the blog, register the blog to get started.
And this is where I bring in an interesting point. If you've been listening to what he said, you go to .wordpress.com. There are also other options like Blogspot, but you realize we didn't mention some other options. Like out here, when some of these online noisemakers get arrested, you hear them being referred to as bloggers. While this person, what they essentially have to identify as bloggers is a Facebook account or a Twitter account. In our case, we are looking at blogging from a different perspective, outside of mainstream social media. So you could be good at writing, like there are so many people on Facebook who write very long rants, all these kind of things. But if you ask me, yeah, they're just Facebook users.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
bloggers in the context that we are talking here. Because here we're identifying you having a permanent home that they can come to and just find that specific content. And not a rant about Manchester City and then in between your relationship status. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's about consistency.
Yeah,
You're writing
yeah.
about a certain topic, you're sticking to it.
And you have a home.
Yeah.
Somewhere people can identify. So
Yeah.
So you will refer like your Facebook page as a Facebook wall as as your home or your anything.
it can be a home, but that's your Facebook account or a page. It's not a blog. Yeah. But of course, when these government agencies come for you, the headline you're likely to read in the following day's paper or on online news outlets is like blogger so arrested. Unless that person who's been arrested usually writes on a blog like we are identifying here. That's a Facebook user who's been arrested. It's the term has almost lost meaning, and it's hard to identify a middle ground. But we can stick. In this case, we are sticking with you being able to channel content online, topical probably, something like that. So that's why you are able to start. Because you're able to get out of whatever or wherever you are to come to this space. So you can get a free option, you can get a paid option, whatever works for you. And actually, when you're starting out, it's recommended to just go with a free option. Gives you a lot of options, gives you room to learn, and helps you decide if this is something you really want to do.
And plus one thing, I'm very sure once if you have a free option, once you decide to move into now a paid for, you can also transfer your content to these others. So
Exactly. I think it's how most of us started. Myself, I started writing on free platforms. I started on Blogspot, the blogger one by Google, moved to WordPress. And then from WordPress, I moved from free WordPress to self-hosted WordPress. The most important aspect all along is creating fans or the people who are interested in your content. So as you grow with them. You're able to migrate with them. And like investing heavily in a self-hosted blog, and then you have no one coming in. So you see, just start with what you can. For most people, what you can is you most likely already have a computer or access to a computer. But a computer is necessary. I wrote my very first blog at a cyber cafe, so don't need to have a computer. You just need to have access to a computer and the internet. Then access any of these free online platforms. Then grow from there. Now when you come of age, you can move into self-hosted hosting. In the case of that, like the people hosting a Seattle Algebra can be of good help to you.
Exactly.
Then that's how you grow. It's never a one-time thing. Strength to strength.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think even with blogging, when you're starting with your blog, most people rush through the process. You know, you get started, you get the domain, you start writing maybe 5 posts per day. Then after 6 months, you're not doing anything. You have the domain, you have paid for it, you're not writing anything. So you have to start with something. A free option is better because you can figure out, is this something for me? Am I able to do this? Does it fit me? And then when you see that it fits you, you can move maybe to the paid option and then take it further. I think that's the better option.
And actually, I mean, all of us have been doing this for a while. Like for me, I started blogging actually when in school, back in 2011. That's when I started my first ever blog. Doing politics and all of this.
2011, my first ever blog was like 4 years.
It's 4 years, seriously? I thought I was old in this industry. But I mean, still, I started doing blogging in 2011. Actually, I had a blog, but it was not active until 2011. I started going for international. I was like, no, there's something I'm doing wrong, you see. So let me be consistent. So when you talk about consistency, that's one of the things that most bloggers are always not into, right? So if someone does an article today, it will be the next article. You know, if you're like a lifestyle blogger, that's understandable, for example. But if you're, for example, what we do, we are tech bloggers. There's always something new each and every day. So you have to be always keep your blog updated, tell people this and this is happening. So I mean, those are the things that actually we should really look into. And it's not been an easy journey for even both of us. We've had our challenges, we've had our even if we started making money, it's still not enough, or having people run away with your money if it's there, you see. But it's one of the things that most friends have seen starting blogging and even just stop with the second article because they feel like, no, this is wrong. And there's also this issue of when you mention someone you're a blogger, they think, no. That's what you do.
Yeah.
They think we are so bad. We're very bad people.
Yeah.
So I don't know how did you learn
So for me, I started blogging when I was my last year in campus. So it was more of a fun thing to do. It was not that serious. So I didn't take it that serious. So I was just writing because I love gadgets, I love technology. So I just started from there. So it was much easier because it was not, I wasn't taking it seriously. I didn't even know I will be here, 5 years later. So it was easier to get started because you're not under pressure, any pressure. So you're just doing it because you love it. Then I feel like when you are starting out, most people are usually very serious during the first period when they're starting out. They're active, they're doing everything, but after some time they start giving up because maybe their plan was, I need to make money out of this. Then you realize you're not making money, and then you start giving up because
the money's not coming.
Yeah, for me, I was blogging for about, I think, 2 years before I even made a shilling. So it was just for fun, just doing it. I wanted to do it. Money was not really my motive for getting started. Yeah.
And what people fail to understand, so before you actually even start making money, you have to build a brand, which takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time building a brand out of a blog.
Yeah.
See.
Actually, it's easier for us to come here and talk blogging and not tell you how the hard times that you've gone through to get everything else started. Because it's much easier taking a selfie at the airport without telling people the process to get a visa and all that. But blogging is a journey. It's not something you do one day. And this will be my advice to anyone who's starting out. If you want to get into blogging just for the money, please don't.
Don't.
Because you'll be frustrated and you'll leave sooner than you started.
The money, it's not there.
For me, I started writing about tech out of a very deep interest. And if you go back and read my very first blogs, I think they show that level of interest, and I've been able to sustain it. And for the longest time I never made any money, and that was not a big deal because I never had any expectations of making any money. If anything, I was just getting started in school. So my biggest worry was if I wake up on time for class the following morning after staying up late to write an article, or if while I'm in class I'll miss an event I wanted to live stream that has some new gadget coming in. Those were my concerns, not the money coming in. The little pocket money I had will just sustain me and I'd be fine. But out of that and the cushion that comes with going to college, by the time I was finishing college, I'd managed to build a personal brand that can be tied to the gadgets I would review or the opinions I'd give on technology, specifically mobile technology. So that is what got me here. Not starting out with an intention to make money. Of course, there's money to be made. So it's there. But if you are starting out with that in mind, how many other people are starting with that in mind? Yes, start out with a goal to do something awesome on something you know about or something you expect to know more about. One of the advantages of being in this space as a blogger, if you are doing what I do, is you actually end up learning more than you thought you would, because it grows on you every day. So it's a process. So you come with it with the enthusiasm and the passion, it will pay you back, both in kind and cash, and in terms of experience in the things that you're blogging about. And with time you become a thought leader, an opinion leader in the field. So come with it with an open mind, come with it out of interest. Let's say you are into fashion products, know your fashion products. And as a result of you writing about them consistently with time, everything else you thought she would have come in the first place will come. But you just start today and you're like, now where's my next paycheck coming from? It doesn't work like that.
It takes time. It takes time before you even start making that money. But I mean, as he said, when you do something out of passion, you're not even worried about the money. Let me do this because I love doing this, and that's what blogging is basically all about. So I mean, with all this in mind, we know we have a lot of other upcoming bloggers thinking about how do they venture into blogging, and we basically touched on everything that they need to do. Just a brief, because as much as we tell them to do this, we talked about the challenges already. We talked about what they need to do, getting a domain, doing, even having the free hosting one. But again, building an audience, it's one of the things maybe we should not touch on briefly. How do you build an audience?
For me, I think consistency. Consistency, you have to be consistent, because if I'm to read your blog every week, you need to be posting every week on that topic you're writing about. So for most people, I think what I see for most people, the problem is you write one blog post today, the next one will be up in 3 months, the next one up in 6 months. So even if I want to read your blog, I read that one post, then maybe I'll come back at 2 months, you don't have anything. So I say, maybe this guy is not serious. But if you're consistent, maybe you're dead. If you're consistent and be coming back very often. Yeah.
Also, there are other factors that contribute to you being successful as a blogger and getting an audience. Those factors that you can't ignore today are Google, search engine, and any other search engine out there, and social media.
Exactly.
So if you are to use Facebook, for instance, Facebook rewards fresh content. So you might post something today, it may not be immediately visible to your immediate network of friends, but by tomorrow morning it will be top on their feeds, because it's the most current information that you have. The same thing with Google. Google indexes fresh content first. Yeah. So if you're writing on a particular topic, let's say you're a political blogger and you are reviewing the recent Supreme Court ruling, and you publish right now, by 8 or 9 p.m., if I go search on Google, it will be the most highly indexed for people who Google has used this algorithm to filter, so maybe people in Nairobi or people in Kenya and such like thing. That will never happen if you write once every 6 months. So, and your audience could come from many things, but there are those definite ones, the technical ones where you have little control, but to just create. Because when you create, Google will index, Google will send people your way. If someone shares it on Facebook because it is current, people will come your way. Other social media platforms, the same, Twitter. These days WhatsApp is a big thing.
Telegram.
I'll go back to starting out. Now when you're out to register domain or find hosting or get your website, there's another aspect you're forgetting, getting your website built. For some of us it's easier because we have a technical background, so we can come up with a fresh blog in a matter of minutes. It's not the case for everyone. Let we use the same tools. Others it will be challenging and they'll need the help of someone. My advice is seek the advice of other people before engaging anyone. There are so many hilarious stories of ridiculous amounts of money that people have paid to just get something as easy as a 5-minute installation of apps of WordPress going. So those kind of things to be tricky. One of the reasons I got into web development in the first place was because someone asked me 10,000 shillings to develop my first self-hosted blog. I've just started school in campus and I've actually just received the letter and I'm not even there yet. I'm planning to go. And you asked 10,000 shillings from me.
It's a lot of money.
Where is it going to come from? So I set out to learn everything on my own instead of pay 10,000. Not because I was stingy, but I didn't have any 10,000. And even if I sold everything I had at that time, I wouldn't raise 10,000.
Exactly. I mean, so, at that time, 10,000 is a lot of money.
It was a lot of money, a lot of money. So that, because there are things you'll be good at, there are things you want to be good at. There are other aspects like design. You might need a logo. You might need to engage the services of a designer. I learned Photoshop so that I could design the logo of my very first blog. So I ended up becoming very good at Photoshop to date. Because one, I couldn't afford to pay any decent designer to do any good logo for me. And the first logo I ever did wasn't even good. It was horrible. But it is what I could come up with at that time. But with time, I learned Photoshop, I went to learn Adobe InDesign. Now I became good at things I never thought I'd be good at. So see what fits when you're starting out. Like when you're starting out, a logo is not important. You can always come up with it later. Just go with something text. Because one, affording a designer can come up with something it will cost you unless you're in school and your friend does graphics design and you can sweet talk them into doing something for you in exchange for other favors.
And designers are very expensive in this
Very
city.
expensive. Yeah.
So you are here factoring in somebody to design your website in the first place, then somebody to design a logo, then you need to pay somebody for hosting.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
money,
it's a lot of
especially when
money.
you're starting out
Yeah.
and you're not sure if this is something you want to do. Yeah. Let me circle back to the how do you get your audience. I think the most important thing when you're starting out is go and find the audience, because I think most people expect the audience to find them. You go out there, find the people who are, maybe if you are writing about technology or phones, find the people who are looking for this information. Find them on Facebook, on Twitter, look for them and share the content with them to start out. Because I think when you look at most bloggers, you just think that I'd write the content, share it on my Twitter, my Facebook, and people will come. But when you're starting out, you need to find the people where they are. If you can go to the forums to find the people who want that information, instead of just waiting for people to find you. Yeah.
Actually, I have this friend who does fashion blogging, and she sends a link of any new post she does to all our WhatsApp contacts.
Yeah.
Anytime she does a new post, she sends to all our WhatsApp contacts. I mean, that's a good way to start.
I think that's very
It's a
important.
very great start.
Because for most people, you need to find
spamming.
It's spamming if you don't want
Yeah.
information. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I find you, if I write about phones and then I send the link to you and to you, and especially if I'm starting out and you have been in the industry for maybe 2 years or 3 years, I send it to you. If you find it well written and informative, you'll share it with the audience, and maybe some 2-3 people will find me. Yeah.
Actually, another thing, you've talked about sharing with people who are a little bit experienced or who've been there before. One thing that if you need to do, and you actually must do if you plan on going as a new blogger, is look for feedback.
Yeah.
Like, look for feedback from every quarter that you can get. It will, one, accelerate your learning process, and two, it will help you become a blogger much faster than setting out to know on your own. It's much better you ask and you get criticism 5 minutes after publishing than waiting 1 week and then you find only 10 people have read your post and you're like, why just 10 people? Only to realize that those 10 people got pissed off by what you wrote and they never shared it. So just get feedback, maybe before you even share widely. Ask someone to read, will be identify issues with grammar. Someone knowledgeable will identify issues that are wrong with the content you put. Maybe it doesn't make, if it's a technical thing, maybe it doesn't make sense. If you're covering sports, maybe it's stale news, or you're writing about the transfer window and whatever player discussing was sold or so something like that helps you get some perspective. So go out there, convince as many people to read your content, but ask them to give you feedback. A lot of people will read and find something wrong with your content and they want to tell you. One, others just care, they don't want to hurt your feelings. Two, others, well, you never asked, so why should I bother? So ask for it, make a decision to ask people to give feedback. Helps you identify things. Even up to today, I get feedback on a lot of the things I write about and helps me see things I didn't see. Because it's easier for me to assume things. Well, the goalposts have since shifted, all things have changed.
I think the problem is don't see yourself as an expert. Consult with other people who are doing the same thing or even not doing the same thing you're doing, so that you can get their opinion and get their feedback, input to help you grow. Because if you consider yourself an expert, no one will tell you anything. You don't want anyone to tell you anything, no one will tell you anything.
So feedback is very, very important. I mean, that I agree.
You
know, the thing is, like, when most of the people when they're starting, they feel like, let me just put content. You know, like, and well, you know, after your 2, 3 articles, at least just even try to get feedback on the layout of their blog, on the type of content you put on. This entire, we talked about grammar. There are so many online tools you could use to actually.
I use Grammarly.
I use Grammarly too. So I mean, you can use such tools to actually correct your sentence structures and your grammar and all that.
I think it's important because you don't consider yourself the best.
I mean, no one is perfect.
Exactly.
We do mistakes.
Well, if you're the best, just consider.
You should be willing to learn.
Okay, so thank you guys. That's our first conversation of this 24-bit episode. And as we mentioned, we'll be doing this, after every week we just share conversations around technology. We'll be doing a lot of general product reviews, telling you about all the things you need to know about a new product in town, and any other thing you want to talk about. Just remember to leave us a comment and tell us what you want us to do.
Yeah.
But for now, that's our first discussion for today. Thanks guys for coming. We actually have a very big number, but there are 3 of us. But remember to check all of us. As I mentioned, I blog at techtrans.co.ke.
techarena.co.ke.
And with Kenya.com.
Yes, and as I mentioned, the conversation is all about technology.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Subscribe.
Yes.
And if you're a new blogger and you just need to get started and you think you are good to go,
Talk to us.
legibra.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want any advice,
Yeah.
you can reach us and we'll gladly help you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys and see you next time.